Boxing Day. 11 degrees outside, the night after Christmas. We spent today getting goats fed and taking water to chickens, replacing frozen things with soon-to-be frozen things. I was up after Abe, anxious about the cold, lying on the sofa with my laptop on my chest. On SNL, Paul Rudd was talking to an audience that wasn't there because of COVID. There was no laughter after the jokes. It made me a bit sad. A log fell from the fire with a thud, lodged itself against the glass door of the wood stove, and I was nervous about going to bed because of that bullshit movie with Casey Affleck, who was just also playing a pervy elf on SNL. That bullshit movie where the log falls out of the wood stove and burns his family down while he sleeps. That bullshit movie. But the cats are inside and they'll wake us. So I brushed my teeth, checked the front door, unplugged the lights on the Christmas tree, and sat my ass down on the coffee table in the dark, old room and watched the logs burning red and blue in the fire and gave thanks for their beauty. And I saw the violence, the inferno happening in the wood stove is contained, is safe, is heating this room, and by most accounts and for most purposes, it's a fine thing to sleep over in the room above with my arms around my handsome husband, who spent much of this frozen, beautiful day knocking ice out of buckets and checking hydrants, thinking up contingencies for if the power goes out, and how cold can goats take, and walking with me from place to place, discussing our options. And then thinking, after carefully opening the wood stove door and pushing the flaming log back, what a fire. And what a fine night to smoke a bit more and write it all down. And then, after reading what I'd written, sitting back down, this time on the floor in front of the fire, and remembering a part I'd missed from the fire before. That other fear that while staring into the fire, letting myself go, I might succeed in letting myself go. And see some other reality underneath, staring back at me. And then seeing to the right of the wood stove, a white shirt, standing in the door, and knowing this was a trick of perception, a relaxing of vision, and I could create it at will by looking at the fire and then back to the door. And remembering a man, John, died in that room the day before my husband and I saw the house years ago, before it was ours. And his partner, Molly, is a poet. And just then, as I was writing the word John, an alarm went off upstairs. Jesus. My husband up, footsteps, the alarm off, and down the stairs he walks, smiles at me sitting at the kitchen table with my journal and says, "Aren't you a cute one?" And outside, the wind blows snow against the window, and up to bed we go. Boxing Day by myself, Derek Eisel, written December 26th, 2021.